general situation. So basically, we're kind of coming forward and kind of seeing, I know the council meeting, or not the council meetings, but the sign meetings have been kind of short, and everybody is kind of now getting more information together and getting written letters from other people. So I know you guys are kind of hearing some about it, but, you know.
If I might suggest to you that if you have not yet talked to the Planning Commission.
We have on Tuesday.
Right,
we
fine.
were here during that meeting.
Be looking for that joint meeting between the Planning Commission and the Council.
Okay.
They'll be doing public comments at the beginning of the meeting.
Okay.
So that would be an opportunity to chime in. Just depending on how that conversation goes, it may go back to Planning Commission. So
yeah. They just told us to come in and this meeting and kind of address and kind of see where we go from there.
Yeah, I don't believe we're planning a joint meeting whatsoever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Since it's
thought
a
that's
recommend-
what was said.
No. Planning Commission has already had their hearing
Oh, okay.
legally.
Council
in order to
workshop.
make changes to those. We've got to do another public hearing in front of the city council. The Planning Commission, which sounds like the meeting that you were at, is a recommending body to this group, so it's two different sets of meetings. I wouldn't say neither of the two should meet, but the idea is that they go through their testimonies, decide whatever they may decide to send forward to
Okay.
the council for the council then to deliberate on as well. But certainly doesn't mean that what they come up with is exactly what's going to happen, but you certainly want to watch our agendas to see if that's coming forward. I think based on the amount of timing that we have to, because once we actually bring it up, authorize it to go to a public hearing, all those kind of good things, it's probably the February 7th. Looks like it's probably going to be the earliest point that comes in. But I would certainly watch the city's
We will
website
do
for
that.
coming agendas.
Okay.
I'm sorry about the misinformation. I misunderstood what you said.
Councilman Morris?
Yeah.
Yeah, only question I have is how many meetings have you attended with the Planning Commission? Have you
So
been there
far,
quite a bit, so
only
they know
one.
your concerns?
Yeah, so far only one. That was last Tuesday. And I do have planned to attend more, as there is going to be possibly more. I don't think they're going to meet again until after the end of the year, or the beginning of the new year, I should
Right.
say. So,
What I don't want to see is have you come here and then go back to them and let them start working through their processes to get this ironed out with you before you come to us.
Yeah.
Let them do their process.
well, that's kind of what we were concerned, but they told us that we should come in and address, and it kind of seems like we're going one way, then back the next way, so.
Definitely, there'll definitely be two separate sets of hearings, so one's already taken place and the hearing before the council itself hasn't happened yet, so.
Well, I appreciate
Most
your time.
appropriate for you to be at all of them.
All right, thank you.
Mayor. No, and furthermore, Mr. Miller, your name? I would recommend, I think, as the mayor has said, that you come, when you see it on the agenda for a workshop, come to the workshop, because that's where we sit down and discuss a lot of these topics. So
Okay.
it'd be a lot more informative for you, and you would have an opportunity at the end, I believe,
At the start.
at the start, cannot remember, to voice your comments once
Okay,
again.
and those workshops will be posted online also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to address the council? Okay, moving into the consent agenda. This evening, the consent agenda is made up of the council minutes from December 6th, 2010, the workshop minutes of December 13, 2010, the regular accounts payable claims in the amounts of $484,022.29, Agenda Bill 18210, a supplemental professional services agreement with Paul Lewis, Agenda Bill 18310, a professional services agreement with the Children's Home Society, Agenda Bill 18410, the proposal to increase the daily impound fees from $15 to $20 in regards to dogs, Agenda Bill 18510, a professional services agreement with Wallace General Engineering Services for Public Works, Agenda Bill 18610, the annual lease agreement for the Children's Home Society Social Services Center, Agenda Bill 18710, SR 14, Washington State Department of Transportation temporary construction permit, Agenda Bill 18810, supplemental professional services agreement number 1 with S&S Janitorial, Agenda Bill 18910, the SR 14 Washington State Department of Transportation interchange concurrence letter, Agenda Bill 190-10, a surplus resolution, and Agenda Bill 191-10, authorization for the mayor to sign the Property.com agreement. Council's pleasure with the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I request that items number 1, 5, 8, and
I'm sorry, good question.
158.
1, 5, 8, and 12 be pulled from the consent agenda.
Okay. Any
Oh.
other items?
Oh, also number 13, which would be 191-10.
Okay.
Thank you.
Could you repeat those, Mayor?
Items number 1, 5, 8, 12, and 13.
Okay, thank you.
Dave? Number 11? Okay. Yep. Any other items? Okay, with that, your wishes with the rest of the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I ask unanimous consent that items number 2, the workshop minutes, 3, the regular AP claims, 4, the supplemental professional service agreement with Paul Lewis, 6, the proposal to increase the daily impound fees from 15 to 20, 7, the professional service agreement with Wallace Engineering for general engineering services with Public Works, 9, SR 14 WashDOT temporary construction permit, and 18810, the supplemental professional services agreement number 1 with S&S Janitorial, be approved by unanimous consent.
Okay. Seeing and hearing no objections, so ordered. Mayor's report, I have a couple of items for you. Following up our meeting at the workshop meeting, I've got copies of the corrected council appointments for this next year and the liaison positions in as attachments to the list as well, and let me know if I got any of these incorrect. I've also attached the a letter that both Mayor Dennis and myself received from the Regional Transportation Council asking that Molly be reappointed from the East County for one more year for providing some continuity to that board, coming from her chairmanship of the board in 2010. You also have a draft document between Mayor Dennis and myself for the joint representation between Camas and Washougal on those potential boards and commissions of which we have kind of joint custody between the two jurisdictions from time to time. And then I also included, I know there were some questions in regards to the appointments committee, and I also included a copy of our municipal code that has the duties of the appointment committee listed on there as well. And also a reminder that unless something amazing happens in the next few days, we will not have a workshop meeting next Monday. These council chambers will be dark, but we do anticipate having a regular council meeting on January 3rd. Not anticipated anything of any great controversy for the 3rd. So we would look to be getting everything to you either through email and or your agenda packets with the same timelines that we would normally keep